Hello and welcome to the first episode of my modded Minecraft series. As should be fairly apparent already, this is going to be a skyblock, so what we see in front of us is all we have, and everything else we'll have to build and obtain from there. And secondly, I'm holding the book from hardcore questing mode in my hand. I've written a few quests, it's not completely done yet, but it should be enough for us to get started. And that's going to give us some fixed, some random rewards, a bit of motivation, possibly skip us past a few difficult things that we need to do, but that will be luck. So I'm in it for the long haul. I don't mind doing the grind. The sun is setting at the moment, and I'm clearly in creative mode and hovering in midair. So we'd best go down to the platform, reset the time to day, and get started. So, actually, first of all, just one minor change to the rules. I'm going to use game rule, mob griefing false, like that, and turn off creeper damage, because getting your platform blown up is no fun. And there'll be plenty of opportunity to die without meaning that we have to restart the whole game. So, first of all, let's get the sun back in the right position. It's morning. I have my book for hardcore questing mode. I have this chest full of starting resources and some spare books in case I fall off the platform and need those. So we should begin. Game mode S for survival. Okay, we're away. Fine, let's have a look in the book. So there should be a logo and a description of the quest series and all that kind of stuff, but I'm getting there, not quite done yet. We have 4 quest, I don't know what you call them, groupings, quest series. Basically each one of these is a collection of different quests, and I've split them up into ages. So mud would be our first age, we'll hopefully move into stone, then iron. From there it's going to get a little bit tricky because I'm probably going to have to run a whole bunch of different things at once. Like once you're through the Iron Age, it's more what you'd like to do than what you have to do just to survive. So we'll see about that one. The Agricultural Age is a bit of a start on that, but it's not unlocked yet, so I can't show it to you. But without further ado, let's have a look at the Mud Age. I have written a description for this actually. Dirt is your primary early game resource. Very, very true. You might notice there is only one dirt block on this whole platform. The rest of it's made out of green-stained and brown-stained clay. Chose the clay because it is basically useless. Once you've dyed it, you can't really do much with it. And we can't cheat by using it to grow stuff. So, let's have a look inside Mud Age. First quest, open your book. Well, that's done. We made it. Everybody's clapping. It's 100% complete. So these are the tasks and quest book 1 of 1. We're done. Reward. So this is a pick reward. We get a choice. Apple, banana, or cherry. I know there's going to be plenty of apples around later because we've got those oak saplings. We can grow oak trees and they of course drop apples when you smash them down. So let's go with the cherry instead for now. And since we only have the one, I'm going to stash it in this chest just in case. And we'll have a look at our second quest. Grow a tree. Okay. Bone meal can be used to speed the growth of saplings and later fruit growing on fruit trees. Be careful though, you won't be able to replenish your stocks until the next age. So yes, bone meal is basically how we're going to ensure that we don't immediately starve to death by accelerating the growth of these trees a little bit. If we didn't have the bone meal, you'd be here for hours and hours and hours. So let's use that to grow our tree. And the first objective, or task rather, is 1 bit of oak wood. Okay, and this is a detection quest, not a hand-in. So some of the time you'll just have to have something, some of the time you'll actually have to sacrifice it to wherever the items that go to the book go. And it'll be gone forever. But in this case we can keep it, but we do get an acacia sapling and 3 apples. So again, we'll hold on to the apples. I'll maybe pop those away just for the moment. The acacia sapling is pretty much entirely cosmetic. I just like the orange wood. And it seems like we might as well give it to you since you've got all the other saplings already anyway. Let's have a look at quest number 3. Craft a crook. Breaking leaves with a crook increases chances of obtaining items. Right, so problem number 1 with being on a skyblock, of course, is that if you grow your sapling, knock it down and you don't get any more saplings in return, that's it. You can't wander off into the distance looking for new trees. So we need to craft a crook. And although I obviously do know this recipe, let's pretend that I don't and have a quick whistle-stop tour of NEI since I'm going to be using it pretty much continuously. That's not enough items, which is a bit of a strange name because we have 128 pages of items, which I'm thinking probably is enough. Either way, let's search this to filter it down a little bit. We can't build bone crooks just yet, but we can build wooden ones. So R on that will show us the recipes. Actually, incidentally, if you push U, it shows you the uses as well, which is pretty handy. Although in this case, you can only burn the crook, which is probably a pretty inefficient fuel source, but fine. 4 sticks, okay. So that tells me we're going to need a crafting table at the very least. Hopefully that should be familiar to you, even if you're just a vanilla player. And we'll punch out one more bit of oak wood, turn that into planks, then into sticks. And from there we'll... Oops. There we go. 2 crooks. Marvellous. So... actually, we get a reward bag at this point. So, these are the random rewards that I was talking about. Basically, for each age, I've come up with a few items, and it really is only a few, unfortunately, because this early on, there's not much you can give yourself without kind of breaking the game. But, no, these are going to be just little helpers. So I genuinely have no idea what I'm going to get from this. I mean, I have an idea of what we could get. Mud Age reward is 4 jungle saplings. Okay. So you might be thinking to yourself, that's just another type of tree, but that will become important later on and actually allow us to skip a little bit of faffing about as we try and get through the tech tree. I'll explain in a moment, but for now, let's knock this tree down a bit. See if we can't pick up... actually, did I get an apple? I did. Brilliant. I was going to say, get at least a sapling back, but an apple is good news. Now, as you can see, the crook, it's not... Blimey, we're lucky today, although I did lose that one, didn't I? Blast it. The crook isn't, like, ridiculous, but it helps. It helps enough, put it that way. That, of course, is from the fantastic Ex Nihilo mod, which is basically a requirement to do a Skyblock playthrough, because otherwise you just can't get a bunch of items. Like from here, if this was just a vanilla game, we'd be knackered, because there's pretty much nothing that you can do with these trees that will allow you to progress any further than this. I mean, we could build a giant kingdom made out of wood and live in it off apples indefinitely, but it wouldn't be very exciting. So Ex Nihilo is going to kind of fill in all the gaps for us. It's going to make sure that we can get to everything eventually. It's not always easy. It's not always pleasant. And a lot of the time there is a fair amount of luck involved. But oh no, not the sapling. It's okay. We got loads. Right, so this is a big tree. Blasted thing's going to just take up all the space. Oh well, we'll just leave the top in for now, I guess. I'll take that apple though. So we can't get a few more leaves. First crook's gone already. Blimey. What I'm actually going to do, I think, is make myself a wooden axe. Sounds like a decent plan. Oh, I'm going to need more than this, aren't I? There's the sticks with a handle, but I'm going to need it just a little bit more to make the axe blade. I never really did understand how you can knock a tree down with a wooden axe. I mean, I guess you could, but it wouldn't be very pretty, would it? A bit splintery, I'd imagine. Right. Let's get rid of most of the rest of this tree. At least as much as we can reach for now. And then we'll go from there. So, I'm not sure what the quest is, actually, that's up next, but let's have a quick look. Maybe I can blather about it while I knock the rest of this tree down. So, composting dirt. We can compost saplings in a barrel to obtain dirt. Right, here we go. Ex Nihilo kicking in full flow. So, barrels are pretty important. We can craft one fairly easily if I just look up a barrel. Lots of different types of... Ooh, a thalmium barrel. Interesting. Oak barrel. 6 oak planks and 1 oak slab. Okay, that's absolutely fine. And what's the other quest? I mean, we've got a split here, see? 2 separate quest chains, all fancy in that. Obtain a silkworm. So silkworms occasionally drop when breaking leaves with a crook. I don't believe we've been lucky enough to get one yet, so that's going to need a few more trees, I'd imagine. So, right, in a second we'll build our barrel. We'll hope for a last second save and get a silkworm, otherwise I'm going to be here for Lord only knows how long trying to get one. I think that's all the wood I can reach. Yeah. Last couple of leaves. No silkworm. Oh, I can get another tier. Here we go. Come on, you know you want to. Nope. Okay. Barrel time then. We've got 3 planks, so we're going to need a fair bit more, I should think. So first of all, let's get ourselves some slabs together. Put some planks down the side of that, and we got a barrel. We'll just chuck that down somewhere. We can always move it, I guess. Now then, so we compost saplings to make dirt. Now, I know that it's 8 saplings. It's pretty easy to find out as well. If you put it in, you see at the top, 12.5%. 12.5% times 8, 100%, makes a bit of dirt. So, I think we've got enough saplings together from that. Normally, you might actually have to knock down a couple of trees to get loads of saplings. Just our luck that we got a really big tree, even though I did moan about it a bit at the beginning. So that's composting away. You can see the percentage ticking up at the top of the screen. Silkworm is kind of an in-progress sort of thing. Let's chuck up another tree and knock this down as well and see what we can do about that. So it's getting dark, which is a little bit scary. And we are playing on hard, actually, just because I normally play that way. But it's not too dangerous at the moment. So normally in a skyblock, if there's any dark spaces, and we can see that we're pushing F7, I think it is. Yes. So these crosses mean that during the night, it will be eligible to spawn horrifying creatures. But, thankfully, our platform is so incredibly small, there's no space. Because we have a sort of slight radius around us where mobs just don't spawn, because they don't want to spawn a creeper right under your nose. That'd be a bit unfair. So we're safe, basically, until we get a little bit more land. And hopefully, by the time we get a little bit more land, we'll have some way of lighting it up. I'm holding shift here, which is why I'm not falling off the edge. It's still absolutely terrifying, though, I have to say. Still no silkworm, but we do have our bit of dirt. It's dark as anything as well, so I'm actually going to nip into the quest book here, which is nice and bright, and we will carry on doing some quests. So, oak barrel has been crafted. So this is another type of task, which is to craft something. I don't know how good it is about picking up on crafting stuff like in your inventory or in modded crafting tables or different places like that. But certainly with the vanilla crafting table, it works perfectly. So that's figured out that we've crafted a barrel. And next we need to obtain 2 dirt. And we'll get brown and green stayed clay, which will allow us to extend the platform a little bit, but mostly I'm chuffed about the torches, so we can actually see what the hell is going on this platform. So in the dark, I'm going to knock out the bottom of this tree, grab the dirt. See, sneaky. That gives us 2 bits of dirt in our inventory. We don't need to hand them in, otherwise I'd be a bit more reluctant to do it. Claim the reward. And we got ourselves a torch. So let's get that down. And we're back into the light again. I'm going to put another torch down just over there for the moment. We can pop our dirt back. Carry on knocking this tree down a little bit. We basically might as well always have a sapling down. Because if it grows, fantastic. We don't have to spend any bone meal. If it doesn't grow, we just bone meal it anyway. And eventually we will get a silkworm. Emphasis on the eventually. It's not massively rare, but rarer than I'd like at the present moment. So let's see what else is happening in our quest book. Exchange fruit. Variety is the spice of life. You can't live on apples alone. Check food tooltips for nutritional information. So, buckle up while I take you on a whistle-stop tour through Harvestcraft and Hunger Overhaul. So, if our hunger reaches 0, we die. There's no chipping away of the health, you know, like, oh no, I'm starving to death. It's just, you just die if it runs out. So that's interesting. Secondly, we can see saturation, which is normally hidden from the player. That's going to show up as little yellow outlines around the food icons at the bottom right-hand side. That is basically used up before our hunger. So if we have a particularly decent meal, we can be at less than full hunger, but we can be at least a little bit saturated, which will stop us from feeling hungry again before too long. Thirdly, we have to keep our diet varied. If we just eat the same thing over and over again, it will eventually stop making us feel full or doing anything for us, and will basically render that food useless until we've eaten a bunch of other stuff, and then we can come back round to it again. So it's not like it's done forever, it's just we have to keep up a varied diet. So if we just eat apples constantly, they'll eventually wear off. But for now, if we mouse over this apple, we can see that diminishing returns, which is the food getting worse over time, start after eating any food 6 more times. So basically we're safe for the moment. We have a bit of a window during which that whole process won't start. But eventually it will. And it's going to be kind of scary. But thankfully, I've added a few quests which should help. I'm not sure actually because, well, I guess it's because I'm using those mods as well as the Skyblock kind of setup. But if you didn't have a quest book and you were just playing this through straight, which you could, you know, you don't need the quests necessarily. You would totally starve to death. Aha! That was a silkworm. Awesome. Okay. Get in there. The only reason I'm still knocking this down, actually, is because I'm kind of hoping for a 4th apple. Actually, have we got some in the chest? Oh, we have! Brilliant! I put some away. Okay. Let's take one of those, so that gives us what we need for the apple quest. And we've got our silkworm together. So, it's raining. Oh, it's a nice little rain shield, actually, from the tree. Let's not get in the back of the platform. Oh, our barrel is filling up with water. Right, so this is another thing that happens. I thought it would fill up quicker than that, actually. Is it because it's under some leaves, maybe? If it is, that's pretty smart. So, that's how you get water. You wait for a barrel to fill up and then do something with it. Unfortunately, we can't really move water around at the moment, so that's probably going to go to waste. But something to bear in mind for later on. So, here we go. We can hand in 4 apples, and we can get back 4 bananas, cherries, dragon fruit, or a single jungle sapling in return. So this is why getting the jungle saplings was a good idea, because this is a fairly strong hint that they're going to be important a little bit later down the road. I'm not sure what we're going to take. We've got a cherry, so I guess we might as well take 4 dragon fruit. And if you're thinking, you know, oh, take the jungle sapling, it's repeatable. So once a day, and that's a Minecraft day as well. It's like 20 minutes, not an actual 24-hour period. There's a reset, so we can just do it again and again and again. We can keep doing it, theoretically, as long as we want. So, assuming we can keep the apples coming in, we should be able to just about live off that fruit. Just about. So that's a good start. I mean, it basically means we're not going to starve to death straight away. Next quest in that series is going to be to craft an apple sapling, which is good for fairly obvious reasons, but we'll have a look down the silkworm stuff first. So, we've got our silkworm. We get 3 bone crooks in return. Saves us making some wooden ones. And some string as well. Oh no, we don't get string. We're trying to get string, of course. I messed up there because I was noticing that I haven't written any quest text for this one. So, whoops. Put that on the to-do list. String, right, yes. So, the way this works is that we take our tree that we've grown. We'll need a fresh one, actually. Come on. Let's get rid of this. Wooden tools are slow, but it's all we've got at the moment, so we'll just have to make do. Right. We take our tree. Good. We take our silkworm, and we pop it, by right-clicking, into the leaves. So they're now infested leaves. You can see, in the same way that the composting was, the percentage is ticking upwards. Once that reaches 100%, we can knock those infested leaves out with a crook, and we might get string. We'll almost definitely get a silkworm back as well, which means, you know, once you've got one, you don't need to keep struggling to find them. They're going to be really quite common now. And that's a cool mechanic. Even cooler is the fact that the silkworms will spread. So in a minute, before too long hopefully, we'll see that that infested leaves is actually spread to a nearby leaf block. I'm just waiting for it to happen now. And eventually it will spread all the way through the tree, all the way up there, and we'll get the whole thing, and we can knock it all down, get loads of string, and that will help us massively. I mean, you know, wool can be gotten from string, which means we can make a bed and skip these hideous nights. We can make bows, we can make fishing rods. So it's a really cool resource, and a really cool mechanic for getting it as well. Again, ex-Nihilo. Props to that mod for basically being the entire foundation of the early Skyblock game here. Oh, here we go. There we go. Right. There's your infested leaves. That's spreading slowly. So we're just going to basically ignore that for a minute and have a think about what else we are doing. So, exchange fruit is cooling down. Oh, yes. Craft an apple sapling. Right, yeah. So fruit tree saplings can be crafted from pieces of fruit and various ordinary saplings. So first task, in this quest is to obtain more jungle saplings. And the reason for that is because if we were to look up apple sapling, which is our eventual... Well, if I could spell apple sapling, that would be a start. If we look up apple sapling, which is our eventual goal, we can see it's an apple plus a jungle sapling. will get us an apple sapling. And then we can grow our own apples and everything will be fine. We don't have to get them from knocking down oak trees, which takes ages. I mean, we only got, what? How many? We got 2 left. We got 3 from that quest. Handed in 4. So we got like 3 from knocking those 2 trees down. That's not great return. But with a sapling, all will be well. Now, normally, of course, we would have to knock down oak trees until we got enough apples together to trade in and get 1 jungle sapling. We'd have to grow that, knock it down, and hope that we got saplings from it. Or, you know, take the easy route and just do the apple quest twice. Either way, we've skipped that, which is rather nice. I swear I didn't set it up that way. It just happened. But we've got 2 jungle saplings, so we'll just pop those in our inventory. The book will see them and complete the task. Next task, craft an apple sapling. So, now that we've got at least an apple kicking around somewhere, or the possibility of getting one, and that we've got our jungle sapling, we will just simply combine those. This, by the way, if you're going to play Harvest Craft on its own, isn't the normal recipe. Generally, it's an oak sapling here, but that's way too easy. Too kind. Far too kind. And speaking of this apple sapling, actually, we could do with having some more platform space. And I was given the pieces. So I guess let's put ourselves a bit of an extension in. Right. Got to be a little bit careful here. It's not the end of the world if I mess this up, because we can build ourselves a pick. A wooden one, but a pick nonetheless. And move these around, but I'd rather do it right the first time. Again, pretty much religiously holding shift. It's worth noting as well, actually, that I don't know if you could see it on the video. It's pretty faint even for me, but behind the food icons there at the bottom right-hand corner, there's like a... I don't know, really. Like a pattern. A background. Sort of grey. That's moving across very slowly towards the left-hand side and filling up. What that is the time until our next bit of hunger is taken away from us. And that goes up basically when you do just about anything, to be honest. So jumping is quite bad for your hunger. Running is pretty bad for your... Oh, blast it! Told you I was trying not to make a mistake, and then 2 blocks in the wrong place. Right, hang on. We'll make ourselves a pick. Now, the reason I've left a hole here is because, well, technically I suppose it's because 1 piece of the green material is missing, but the reason for that is I'm expecting you to put a bit of dirt in the middle and grow another tree. Hopefully that'll be a hint to do that. I've just made an axe. What a genius. I guess we'll make use of it eventually. Pick, please. Oh, now I haven't got any sticks either. This is a right show, this is. Here we go. Sticks. Pick. Even on a skyblock where there's absolutely nothing to mine. But we can use it to move these around. And we'll leave that space free. Actually, have I got the dirt on me? I have. This is a terrible idea, by the way, having all my stuff on me. Because if I fall off the platform now, I'm going to lose, like, everything. Let's not fall off, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extension done. Right, let's use F7 to have a quick check. Ah, we've got some dark spots there, so we'll just pop a torch down. I'll clear that right up. And we should be able to get our sapling down. So what we're hoping for here is lots of spawning spaces for apples. Oh, goodness me, that's not great, is it? Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. I think there's 4 proto-apples on this tree. That's not ideal, but those will eventually ripen up into apples and basically be a sustainable supply. The only other thing I am going to do, actually, very quickly, is knock out these leaves. Because I don't really want my apple tree to be infested. So that got it? It has. Okay, we saved it. Good. I really didn't want that to transfer over because then we'd have to knock the apple tree down as well. Or it would look really weird. Actually, can that transfer up there? I don't know. I'm going to knock it out anyway. There we go. That's definitely guaranteed. Unless it's already jumped across, but in which case... No, it hasn't. Brilliant. Fine. Sorted. Yes. Don't let the apple tree get infested. That's the basic idea. Right. So, apples are in. Those will grow. Slowly, but they'll grow. We do probably need to eat something at this point. I would rather eat something we have a lot of. So let's eat some dragon fruit. Maybe 3? Yeah, so diminishing returns will start after we eat 3 of something else. hopefully what I can do is get enough apples together to trade those for bananas. And then we'll have an apple, a cherry, a banana, and a dragon fruit. So we'll have variety. That's the idea. As we move into the bit where we are required to sustain that variety. So, what are we doing? That's the question. We've made our apple sapling, and actually that gets us a reward bag. So first of all, let's see what delights are contained within. More clay. Okay, it's another platform extension. That's pretty cool. I'll definitely take that. I'd probably like a bit of dirt, actually, to go with that extension. And I'm going to knock our barrel down. Oh no, it's filling up again. How can I get this to stop filling up with water? Let's put a roof over it. Does that work? Looks like it's stopped filling up. If I pick it up and put it down again. There we go, perfect. So I'm going to make one more bit of dirt out of the saplings that I've got. And where do we want our extension? So that's sort of saplings back there. I could make another apple tree, actually. Seeing as this one's only got 4 apples on it. And we do have lots of jungle saplings. Again, bit of a cock up there. That'll be fine. I'm going to wear out this wooden pick just moving around misplaced bits of platform. Oh god, I hate this. Okay, living on the edge. Living on the edge. Again, I'm being an absolute idiot by carrying around everything that I own on me. This should definitely and absolutely be in a chest. And actually, after I put this platform in, I might put everything in a chest just in case. And I've played a lot of Skyblocks in my time. I'm pretty good at holding shift by instinct now, but you never know. Mistakes do happen. Incidentally, the reason why this is all 2 blocks thick, you could, I suppose, use these platform extension parts to make double the area. You could just make it 1 thick. Or you could just use some wood, you know. There's plenty of building material now. The reason I make it 2 thick is so that if I dig through the top layer, there's not a hole that I can fall through. Falling down a hole that you've just dug in Minecraft is pretty bad because you might fall into lava. In a skyblock it's disastrous because there's nothing beneath you, not even lava. Lava would be good, in fact, because that would at least have a chance of you surviving. Falling into the void, it's all over. And all you get for it is a little note in your quest book, which actually is tracking... where is it? Here we are, all the different ways that you've died. So, I mean, obviously 0 for me. But, you know, suffocation, starvation, void, though. Void is waiting for us. Another torch down. I'm not a big fan of that corner, actually. I don't really like walking round that. I'd be tempted to cut it and just fall. Oh, I'll be okay for the moment. Let's get that dirt. Pop that in there. Oh, do we have a spare apple? We have 1 spare apple. Okay, I reckon I am going to use it to make another sapling. I'm loath to because we haven't really got a good source of apples coming up. But worst case scenario, we could use the bone meal, I think, to accelerate the growth of some apples. Let's get this tree up. Normally doesn't take much. There we go. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it another 4? I think it's another 4. Man. Well, I mean, I shouldn't complain too much. But I did have a 7 the other day. Either way. So that's lots of apples actually growing now. That makes me feel a lot better about our food situation. And this, I think, I can't really see the top, but it looks pretty much done. So we are going to have to burn some of our hunger jumping up into this tree, but there's not much to do about it really. What I'm going to do is take the middle out. And then I guess I'll replace it underneath myself. And kind of dig my way up through the tree and start at the top and work down. So that's absolutely murdering our hunger doing that jumping, but whatever. Right, can we reach the top now? I think we can. Start getting rid of this. You can see, well, kind of. Yeah, there's plenty of string dropping. The rain's a little bit annoying, but without a bed, not much we can do. Just the luck of the draw. Let's keep knocking all this down. I know some of it will... That better not be my last crook. Oh, no, it's not. I've got the bone crooks. Excellent. I know some of it will fall into the void, but some of it will land on the platform, and I'm not going to build out sideways and all that kind of junk to get the absolute best drops ever. This is all kind of bonus anyway, since it was that large tree from the beginning that grew, so it's all gravy. Just make sure we get the drops from this lower part of the tree, but those will fall on the platform, so everything will be fine. Fairly decent haul of stuff. I haven't checked my inventory yet, but I can see plenty of string lying around on the ground. Hopefully we'll get together enough to make a bed as well. But that's not actually the first thing we're going to make, as you'll see in a moment. Right, let's just get rid of this stalk, I was going to say. No, not stalk, trunk. Get rid of the trunk of the tree. Oh, our barrel's filled up with water again. Oh well, soon sort that out. Right, be careful not to dig down too far and go all the way through the platform. That would be pretty terrible. Right, let's get our oak sapling back up. I'm actually going to grow that again. God, that took a lot of bone meal. Oh, it's another big tree, for goodness sake. Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to get used to it. Fine, so, string obtained. See what the quest book has to say about that. We're done. Another reward bag. Forgive me if most of the rewards seem like they're reward bags, but realistically, there's not a huge amount you can give away, as I said before. So reward bags at least make it random what you're getting. Otherwise it would be like, you know, here you go, here's some sticks. And oh, it's alright. It's another 4 jungle saplings. Well, I guess we're not seeing all the different rewards that you can get out of those then. Fine. 6 jungle saplings is good. We can hopefully use that to make some more fruit trees. Once we've got space for them anyway. So, what can we do with our string though? That's the question. Craft a sieve. Okay, so we've got dirt we can make. That's brilliant, which means we can grow as many trees as we want to. Now, because we can grow... Oh, is that an apple done already? Or is that medium? That's medium. It goes kind of shiny, I think, once it's fully grown. But that's a good sign. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so we can get as much dirt as we want. So, theoretically, you know, we can extend our platform, we can grow trees, we can do all that kind of stuff, at least until the bone meal runs out. And by then, you know, we'd have enough tree planting spots that it wouldn't matter. But we couldn't go any further. So, sieving dirt is going to be our next way out of this. And what that is going to do is drop stones. Stones will make cobblestone, and cobblestone is the gateway to the Stone Age. So, to get that whole process started off, we're going to need a sieve. I guess we should look up the recipe. Oak sieve. Okay, so we've got planks, sticks, that's all fairly easy. Silk mesh is 9 bits of string. So we've got an absolute ton of string, actually. That's excellent news. So I make that. How much does that leave me? That leaves me with 31 string left over, which means we can definitely make 1, 2, 3 bits of wool. It's going to be our bed. We're going to need some planks for this whole process. I think we only needed the 2 sticks, so that should be enough for us. So like that, I think it was, with planks down the side and the mesh in the middle. Brilliant. That's the sieve. Let's pop our bed together. Even better. I don't know where I'm going to put it. That's a good question. Maybe I'll wait until we've got a little bit more space on the platform before I put the bed in. But sieve is down, and there will no doubt be a reward for that. 16 oak saplings. Okay. Well, I mean, I did say we'd need to sieve dirt, and saplings are essentially dirt, unless you need to desperately use them as saplings. So we're good to go on that front. And... right, here we go. So stones occasionally drop when sieving dirt. It's time to enter the Stone Age. Brilliant. So we need to get ourselves 4 stones together, which we will try and do fairly shortly. Food situation, though, is getting a little bit scary. We're down to half. We've only really got this cherry and dragon fruit left over. So ideally, we'd like to figure something out. And that's where this quest in the bottom left comes in. So it's another repeatable quest. Again, a 1-day cooldown. It's called Fruit Salad because the reward is some fruit salad. And also, incidentally, a reward bag, which means that once you get to this sort of end of the Stone Age, I can keep doing this again and again and again. And as we've already seen, one of the rewards is a platform extension. So theoretically, if I can be bothered, I should be able to extend the platform with just the clay indefinitely. Maybe. But I'll probably actually end up building something bigger out of another cooler block, but we'll see. The hand-in, though, is kind of nasty. Apple, banana, cherry, dragon fruit. And one of each gets you 2 fruit salads. So how would we do that? We've got the cherry and dragon fruit, so we need to get a banana. The only way we've got of getting a banana is 4 apples. So I guess we're just going to have to burn some of our bone meal. Oh no. We can't? Can we not bone meal apples to make them grow? Whoa. Okay, backup plan, I guess. That's odd. I'm sure you could do that. Yee. Backup plan then is to knock down tree. Oh, there's one. Okay. So we need, what, 5 apples, I think, to make this work? That's 2. We're being quite lucky at the moment, actually. I don't feel like we'll see another apple out of this tree, but you never know, I guess. Oh yeah, 3, okay. Can I get a 4th apple out of the same tree? And feel a lot better about my whole situation? Can we also knock the side off this tree? I don't really want to, even if I could, actually. So let's try and trim these branches a little bit. Again, I'm not jumping up into the tree because it's just a waste of hunger, really. And oak trees don't really care about what's in the way of them when they're growing. As long as it's like another tree, they're not bothered. So we can just grow, you know, another big tree inside that big tree if we wanted to. So let's get rid of this. Man, I'd kill for some stone tools. I know it's ridiculous because in normal Minecraft you can get stone tools in about 3 minutes after starting, but right now I haven't seen a single bit of stone yet. So let's get another tree. Oh, this one's a low one. And see if we can't make this work for apples. How are we doing? Oh, this one's not as lucky, is it? Although another apple is firming up over on the tree over there, so I don't feel too bad about the situation. So, where are we? We're trying to get apples to get fruit salad. We are trying to get enough dirt to sieve for stones as well. So I guess we should start some dirt composting. Let's have a look. Take this barrel. Empty the water out of it. And put it back down. We've got plenty of saplings now, I'll tell you that. Right, there we go. That's that sorted out. Let's keep axing here. And growing trees until it happens. 2 more apples, I think, would be the ideal. 4 to swap for bananas, 1 extra. Okay, so we're halfway through our first stack of bone meal. That's not bad going, to be honest. I'll be worried once we're down to the last stack or so. Not that it's impossible to obtain bone meal, but it gets easier the further we get through the tech tree. So this early, it's not a particularly pleasant process. I mean, we could build a unlit platform, I suppose, and let like skeletons spawn on it, but they'd probably just kill us. I guess we could build a dark room if we were absolutely desperate, but I feel like a mob system will be a little bit further down the road. There's an apple. That's 4. Silkworm. How are we doing on the dirt? Oh, it's done. Blimey, that was quick. Or maybe chopping down the tree is just slow. Who knows? So, we're going to get rid of most of this tree, I think. And then we'll have a go at sieving our dirt and see what we get. So, sieving is pretty much a random process. Dirt doesn't really have many available. Oh, there's an apple up there. Look at that. Okay, I need to catch this. Please. No! I don't want to talk about it. But I do have 4 apples, actually, so I'm going to swap them for a banana straight away, or at least 4 bananas. And even though I can't get the fruit salad yet, I do have 3 spare bananas, technically. And not a lot of choice but to eat them. That's that done. We are into diminishing returns now, so the game is afoot. So, we sieved our dirt, and what did we get? 2 stones. It's halfway down there. And some seeds. Seeds are pretty awesome. That will allow us to grow wheat eventually, although without any water blocks at the moment, things are going to grow a bit slowly. So it's no real use to us straight away, but that's good for the future. Looks like we're going to need another piece of dirt to... I did want to plant that as well, actually. One more bit of dirt to try and sieve ourselves up the last stones that we need. And while that's cooking, let's continue our quest to get an apple. Just the one. And I will do literally anything to get it now. If it's off the side of the platform, I will build another platform to catch it. I want the apple that much. So, saplings. There's an apple. Perfect. So, one of each of those into the book. Hand them in. Perfect. Fruit salad is glorious. So we'll chug. Actually, once we've eaten one, look. Eaten once out of the last 12 foods, and nutritional value 77%. So the first time we eat it, it drops the reward basically to 3/4. So this is now going to fill up 1 shank of hunger and a little bit of saturation. I believe the first one did 1.5 shanks of hunger. Either way, we'll chug that. Let's put our hunger levels in a much more manageable position. Ah, well that's cool. So the reward bag had 2 bits of dirt in it. That means we can definitely get our stones together. Let's make sure we don't just accidentally feed another bit of dirt through here, though, if we don't need to. 5 stones. Very good. So, obtain stone, 4 of. Check. Craft cobblestone. I could look it up, but it should be pretty obvious since you would require to get 4 of them. 4 stones. 1 piece of cobblestone. And this is our first bit of cobblestone that we've seen so far. Look at it. Magnificent. Represents a whole new age of technology. We get a reward bag. So what am I hoping for? Apples. It's jungle saplings. Well, I guess you can't have too much of a good thing. Although in this case, maybe you can. And finally, enter the Stone Age. So, we have completed the apple sapling. We've got ourselves some cobblestone, and we definitely have the technology to make more cobblestone. So it's not easy by any means, but it is doable. And that means that basically the Dirt Age is at an end. And we have managed to set ourselves up with a semi-decent amount of stuff. Oh, our first apple is ready as well. That's delightful. I'll take that. And actually, I'll probably eat it. Will I or won't I? I don't know. No, I'll keep it until I need to eat it. Otherwise, I'll trade it for other fruit, I suppose. Keep up my variety. So, with the saplings done and the cobblestone, we're out. A reward bag. A final one for our troubles. It's probably going to be jungle saplings at this rate. Oh no, it's apples. Okay. Well, that's cool. So that means we've got 4 apples. And we can trade for one of the other exotic fruits if we need to. So that's a pretty sweet ending there. And we have unlocked the Stone Age, which has even more quests in it. Including this unnamed quest. I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. I think I might have accidentally left one unfinished, so I'll get to that before the next episode. But we have lots of quests here. Actually, we've already completed one. We've got ourselves some seeds. Sieving dirt can occasionally drop seeds. Yeah, that's awesome. And we have to choose between more seeds and some bread. That's going to be a choice that we make next episode, I think. The only other thing to note is that there is this reputation meter. Now, we're not necessarily using it for reputation, but I am trying to use it to chart our progress through the different ages. So the sum total of all those quests that we just completed will have given us 1,000 points, putting us square into the Stone Age and unlocking the Stone Age as well. So the next 1,000 points that we earn throughout the Stone Age is going to get us to Iron. That will unlock the Iron Age, and thereon and thereon. I may also add separate reputation meters for stuff like magical progression. We have got Thaumcraft in this mod pack. Possibly technological progression. Anything else I can think of, basically. So we'll see how it goes. It's still a little bit in flux at the moment, and I might even do some editing of the quests on camera if we need to, since eventually we'll get to the point where the quests run out, and I just haven't got that far yet. But that will make an excellent first episode, I think. 45 minutes is probably a little bit long, but I did want to get through the Mud Age. From now on, we'll probably not do an Age an episode, otherwise this will be done in about a week. But the Stone Age is going to be a little bit more interesting. and quite a lot more complicated. But hopefully we will start to make life a bit easier for ourselves as well. It's not all going to be knocking down trees with crooks, so don't worry. But for now, I will stop wasting my hunger by standing around talking. Yee. And I'll catch you in the next one.